Welcome back. We are on week 7, personal appearance, and we are on day 44. Hey, y'all. So I was going to go earlier, but church got canceled for tonight. So I thought I would just go a little bit later because we are in the middle of prepping for a tropical storm. So we live in Hurricane Alley. I mean, there's um, hurricanes that come to this area. And so we are in prep for that. We're supposed to just get a tropical storm here, which lots of rain. They're forecasting a ton of rain. I was just getting ready to get started and I noticed that the internet was acting a little suspicious. So if for some reason you see bad connection or I freeze up for whatever reason, it's the internet because we are the storm is supposed to come to our area where I live Thursday night into early Friday morning, which my preference if I have to ride out a storm, and we've ridden out several storms. I've been here through a 1, I've been here through a 3. The Lord has spared us and kept us safe. But I prefer for storms to happen during the daytime. That way I can at least see what I need to see. It's a little bit more challenging when a storm comes at night. But again, it's just supposed to be a tropical storm, and I've been through tropical storms here before. So we'll see. Hey, from Michigan. Good to see you. So anywho, we're moving in, y'all. I can't promise that I'll be live tomorrow or Thursday or Friday. Just depends on what this storm does. My prayer is that it dissipates and it just moves right on along out of here. Or that it takes that sharp curve and goes right back out to the sea where it came from. And we'll be good with that. But you never know. Weather is weather. And so anyway, I'm going to do my very best to jump in here tonight. So y'all chime in. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I see Michigan and any North Carolinians, South Carolinians, Floridians, because these are the states, our southeastern states that are being affected by Debbie. Anywho, talking about core colors from last night. Anybody want to chime in? Did anybody do the homework? Anybody think about the homework? If you followed me on my Facebook page. Oh, hey, Amy from North Carolina. Okay, friend, make sure you are well stocked. We went out and got water. We got bread. We're going to be making a few things tomorrow that are going to potentially, if we lose power and we're unable to cook, we'll have something already ahead. Now, one of the things that I thought I would kind of do with you all is kind of give you a look-see into how my mind thinks when I'm getting ready for an event. So I went to the gym today, day 6 of my 365-day workout challenge. I went to the gym today. Woo. That 40 minutes got me. That's all I'm saying, y'all. I did a full body workout. I did a full body workout yesterday. I don't know if I'll be able to get out and get to the gym tomorrow, just depending on weather. But I came home, grabbed a quick shower. I didn't put anything in my hair. So this is just absolutely dry. This is air dried hair, but it looks okay. I just put on the around the house dress because I'm around the house. And then I put in silver earrings. Now, traditionally, I love silver over gold. But wearing this particular outfit, I realized that silver would not work. And so I'm changing my earrings out for these gold ones. I'm going to take this silver one out. And I don't necessarily like the round because I feel like I need something hanging a little bit because I've got this higher neckline. So when I'm getting dressed, I'm always thinking about what goes well with what. And then if I look, I've got kind of pattern and I have what look like little flower things in this dress. So I'm going to put in these flowered earrings because I think it just works better with this particular outfit. Now, I also keep a gold plated watch. I have a silver watch and I have a black watch. And then I also keep gold jewelry pieces. because if I'm going to wear one particular thing, I want to match throughout. Now, did I have to do all of that for you? Of course not. I did all of that for me, because when I look good, I feel good, right? And so now I'm fully accessorized and I'm ready for whatever event it is that I'm getting ready to do. Will I dress up for the tropical storm? Probably so, I'm sure. All right. So we're jumping into day 44, which is determine your ideal weight. Now, I'm going to pull up a couple scriptures that I was looking up earlier. So I got my Bible app open. She starts off, of course, with your source verse for the week, Proverbs 31, 22, and 23. Sorry, y'all. We live in a house with dogs, and dogs are doing what dogs do. They bark. She makes coverings for her bed. She is clothed in fine linen and purple. Her husband is respected at the city gates, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. That is Proverbs 31, 22, and 23. So remember, we're talking about personal appearance this week. Genesis 3, 6, and 7. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Now, in her guided prayer, she leads us through talking about, she says, I confess I can't cast the first stone at Eve, although you filled this world with wonderful foods like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. I'm continually tempted to eat all the wrong things. Now, most of us, everybody in this room, whether you're following me now or you'll catch this later, can all say that no matter how much self-control we try to have or we try to live in, we can all be tempted. I mean, think of your most favorite sweet, sugary treat right now. And I'm telling you, if it were put in front of your face, you would probably eat it. It takes a wheel of steel, almost an iron will, to not give in to the temptations of food. Food is one of those things that can get almost all of us. If it's not food, it's a beverage of some kind. Some of us love soda. I am not a huge soda drinker. Around cycle time, I do tend to want to have more fizz and bubble. And so because I don't drink regular soda, I can drink a diet soda. And actually, I only need a little bit of that diet soda. So I paid $2 and some change, which is more than a 2-liter soda for a 20 ounce of soda. I just need what I would probably say is about a quarter cup of that soda just to satiate whatever that feeling is I have around cycle time. Now, of course, I don't cycle anymore, but my body still remembers, right? So whenever it's that time, I find myself craving things that I normally would not crave. Over the years of being on the journey that I've been on, keto, Weight Watchers, I've done it. You name it, I've done it all. My will is pretty set. Like, I'm pretty determined not to eat certain things. But there are moments when I eat the things that I don't want to eat, or I shouldn't eat. Let me say this, because I always want to eat it, but I probably don't need it. And this is what I end up doing. I'm constantly checking to see if my second chin has come back. And I can tell that I'm not as thin in the face as I was, but I'm not as round in the face as I was either. Women go through this thing. I'm not really sure how it is for men because I'm not a man, but all women compare themselves to somebody. It's the latest, greatest, this person, or it's this supermodel, or it's this person on TV, or it's this, it's this person. And we're comparing ourselves, and we shouldn't be, right? If we go back to Genesis 1:26-28, and the Bible says, let us make man in our image, and he formed man out of the dust of the ground. Who we are is who we were always supposed to be. The issue that we have is he created us to be whole and healthy, and we have gotten ourselves out of the pattern of whole and healthy, right? Psalms 91:16. If I go to Psalms 91, verse 16, and this is in the NLT. It says, I will reward them with long life and give them my salvation. So when it talks about rewarding us with good life or long life, it means his healing, his wholeness, his goodness, joy, is all of those things. And a lot of us can say that we don't live that life. Partially, we're on medication because we're unhealthy. We don't move. They say 10 to 15,000 steps a day. Some days I don't even clock 1,000 steps because I may be in my office and I'm just sitting constantly. My body doesn't feel good. I know around cycle time, most women tend to feel very heavy. We feel very bloated. We feel very uncomfortable. Some of us have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Some of us have chronic illnesses. Some of us have inherited things in our family line or bloodline. And we are just not generally healthy people. But we can be healthy. We can have the long life that God promises us, or he says he will reward us with, if we first do our part. He gives us all the things that we should be eating, the fresh veggies, the fresh fruit, seeds, nuts, all those types of things. Yet it's very convenient to drive through Chick-fil-A. It's very convenient to order a pizza. It's very convenient to now DoorDash, Uber Eats, and all the other services that'll bring stuff right to your house. Y'all remember when the pandemic happened, you really couldn't do a whole lot of going out. But do you know in certain places, they would allow you to DoorDash your beverage of choice? You had a maximum. I know here in North Carolina, you had a maximum of 2 beverages that you could order from your favorite drinking establishment, and they would DoorDash it to your house. So there are all these means of us being able to have access, ready access to all the things that we don't need, but taste so good. They taste so good. When I watch things like My 600-Pound Life, listen, they don't have to go out the house. They can't get out the house. But they do have access to their computer. They have access to their phones. And nobody knows this transaction. I've already paid my bill over the internet. You just drop it at the door. Nobody knows what you look like when you coming and when you going. All you know is I'm able to eat this much food. Really. If you go through and you begin to chart, plan. I have an app that I use. Somebody asked me yesterday because I shared one of my meals. But I have an app that I use. Excuse me. This is called the Carb Manager app, right? This is the Carb Manager app. It tracks my macros for me. How many proteins, how many fats, how many carbs, and then how many net carbs I'm supposed to have. And so let me go to yesterday. I did track yesterday. Okay. So here is my macros for the day. I get 106 protein. Well, I probably did get 106. I don't think I tracked everything yesterday, but I got a pretty good start with my proteins at 55. Well, 51. No, I got 55 and I have 51 left. My fats usually give me trouble. My calories typically tend to give me trouble if I'm not particularly hungry that day. So in my mind, I would say, well, if you eat below your calories, you're going to lose weight. But the app gives me a certain amount of calories that I need to consume for maintained weight loss. I can lose a lot of weight. She talks about in the book, she says, I can lose a lot of weight if I just eat egg whites and drink water. I mean, you're not eating anything, but is that sustainable? So when I talk about, or when she talks about determining your ideal weight, also in the back of this book, you have your body mass. In the back of this section, you have your body mass index chart. Now, looking at this body mass index chart, this is on page 166 for those of you who are following along in the book. I am 66 inches tall, so 5'6". I'm really 5'5 3/4", but they always round up. It's perfect. If I scroll over and I look at my current weight now, I am in the 28th percentile, which puts me overweight. I am still categorized overweight, even though I've lost 80 pounds, 70-ish pounds, right? Close to 80 pounds. I'm still overweight. If I scroll back to 24 BMI, which is the top of my normal category, I would be 148 pounds, which means I still have to lose about 26 pounds to get to that weight. 26 more pounds on my frame at the moment would make me look like I was not well. It would make me look like I was suffering from some type of disease, or I've been hitting the smoke, something. I would not be looking very well. So she does talk about in this section, you can look at what is sustainable for life, or you can look at the supermodels. The BMI chart is very good. It looks great. I was way beyond the 28, so I'm very thankful that I have that I'm lower than I was, but I'm still considered overweight. Now, what do I do with that? Well, I've just started a new challenge, working out every single day for 365 days. What is that going to do for my body? Well, one of the things that it's doing, because I weight train, is it's making me gain weight. I don't want to gain weight. Well, why are you gaining weight, Shakima? Because I'm building muscle. If I raise my arm up, you can see that there's some muscle coming, right? It's in there. See, I can kind of, I feel it. It's in there. I still have skin, loose skin, but I have muscle. So now I have to figure out how to maintain gaining muscle so that I still am very feminine, but also not gaining too much, because I don't want to gain weight, right? I want to gain enough muscle that helps me combat the fatty areas that I still have. Mainly because I'm a apple shape, I deal with this, my stomach and my thighs. That's really where I have most of my weight. My legs are pencil thin. Up my top part is pretty thin. I'm down several bra sizes. I'm down several clothes sizes, from a size 22, 24 down to a 10. I've dropped several sizes in the intimate apparel department, but I'm still considered overweight. So anyway, she says, this is in the prayer. She says, I'm continually tempted to eat all the wrong things. When I see food that looks good, even though it's not good, I fall for the deception. Just like Eve, right? She knew she wasn't supposed to eat that apple. She ate it anyway. She even gave some to her husband. She talks in here and she asks the Lord to forgive her for giving the bad food or the wrong foods to our families, because we make most of the meals, or we buy the groceries, or we supply the money for the groceries. I'll never let my kids have carte blanche to the grocery store, because Jackson will buy every type of pastry that there is. Now, he can make them, but he'll buy every pastry that exists, so he doesn't have to do it. He'd rather go for the convenience than taking time to make the food. What I choose now is, we have a garden that's full of garden fresh produce. Some things in the summer garden look very different than the fall garden, look very different than the winter garden. But I have a constant rotation of things coming in and out of the garden that helps me with my fresh produce. I have no fruit trees, so I have to still buy fruit, but I can now determine what else is coming in the house. I don't buy chips. I don't buy cakes. I don't buy cookies. I want all those things. But if I buy them, I'm going to eat them, because I know me. Even though Galatians 5:22 and 23, which talks about the fruit of the Spirit and self-control is one, sometimes I do not exercise fruit of the Spirit. What she does then is she asks Holy Spirit, she says, enlighten my mind to understand just how deceptive food can be, and give me wisdom to understand my eating habits. So again, now we got to go back and we have to unpack, why am I eating? Am I hungry? Have I drank enough water? Am I really dehydrated and it's masquerading itself as hunger? Am I on my cycle and I'm really hungry? I'm working out between 30 and 45 minutes every day, 5 days out of 7 doing weights. Should I be consuming more food? I've got to begin to go back. I put myself on this program, but I haven't even done the research that tells me, if I'm building muscle to combat the fat, this is how much I need to be consuming every day. I put in my little app just to control my carbs, not necessarily for muscle building, because if I'm going to build muscle, I've got to do some other things. So here is now where I have to do a couple of things. I got to figure out my body. I got to figure out what's good for my body. I have to figure out how many days I need to move my body. I have to figure out what activities exactly I can do for my body. And then I have to do all of that around the things I put into my mouth, because I want to maintain a healthy weight for living. Now, I feel like my sweet spot for weight, even though this BMI tells me 148, actually, the lower end for to be at 20, because 18 to 24% of body fat is about normal. To be at maximum, I need to actually be at 124 pounds, which is another 50 pounds I need to lose to be what's on this chart. I don't believe I can lose another 50 pounds. I mean, I can lose the weight, but I don't think it would make me healthy. I would be too concerned about my bones at that point. I would be concerned that if I would stub my toe, I would be unhealthy. Something would break. So for me, my sweet spot is really about 168 to 175. That's a perfect, doable weight for me. Closer to the 168, I probably would like to be back at 161 because I was that low. But as I continue to weight train, I am building muscle. I do not want to be massive. I want to be very feminine. I only want to build muscle to maintain a good lifestyle. I want to maintain the health of my bones, and I want to lose more fat. So the only way I know how to do that is to build muscle. Okay. So she talks about that. She says, one of the things she talks about at the bottom of 162, she says, I know that there are spiritual and emotional issues involved with my eating, right? So there's not just physical, there's spiritual and emotional. Do you eat because of some type of childhood trauma? Lots of people can tell you, when I was a little girl, so and so and so happened, and this is what I do to combat that. For me, it was the same. I thought that if I gained weight, if I got fat, not just fat, but sloppy fat, if I got huge, then men would not want to hurt me. I didn't realize that men don't care how big you are. They just don't care. But I was hurting me by putting on the weight, and then it was harder for me to take the weight off, right? Okay. She said, eating is not just a physical thing. I also need to confess that because I failed to exercise self-control in the area of food, I'm just like Adam and Eve. Now I need new clothes. Here's one of the things we talked about in week 6, which talked about finances. And this all goes back week 4, week 5, week 6. It's all cumulative, right? We spend a lot of money on clothing because we can't fit into the clothes that we just previously bought because we've gained weight, right? Now, if I lose some pounds, surely I'm going to go out and probably buy something else. But I'm not going to continue to go buy clothes because I've gained weight. If what I have in my closet is not adequate, then I'm going to either have to get in the gym, monitor what I'm eating, or something has to give. But I'm losing money that I can't afford to lose because I have to have another wardrobe. And I know one of the issues that I face as a 48-year-old woman, I'm now, and I have been for a while, in perimenopause. Menopause is coming soon, but I'm in the pre-stages of menopause. And so with that comes up and down yo-yo weight gain. It's weight gain a few, lose a few, gain a few, lose a few. When I went out to the pastor's conference, I thought, man, I can't gain any weight out here. Did very well. Only gained 3 pounds because I had to eat what I had to eat. There was no accommodations to cook my own food. I did well. Came back, lost the 3 pounds. Now I gained another pound. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But it is my hormones. It's as they go up and down. It's as I age. It's as my body goes through these changes. And the best thing for me to do is to determine or to learn my body. Just like you got to learn your color scheme, what you like, what you don't like. You got to learn what to put in your mouth. Okay. All right. The other thing that I wrote in my book, and I just made myself a note, again, going back to weeks 4 and 5, Most of us are in debt to the sum of a couple $100s a month buying medication, right? High blood pressure medication, diabetes medication. We got to have albuterol because we can't breathe. We can't go up and down the stairs. Then we got to have all these medications. So clothing because we gain weight and medication because we are unhealthy is taking away money that we can probably put towards our debt to help get us out of debt quicker if we were just healthy. So you got to remember, the only thing that I remember when I started my keto journey, which helped prompt me into my debt-free journey, I felt like when I started eating ketogenically, and I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to talk to your doctor before you start any new food program of any kind. I'm going to see my doctor on Friday, weather dependent. When I started eating ketogenically, higher fat, higher protein, way less carbs, it felt like my mind had lifted. Something that was on my brain before was not there anymore, and I could think clear. Whenever I was thinking clearly, then I could make the decisions. Okay, Shakima, you got this much extra. Go ahead and pay that towards this. Or nope, we don't have the luxury. We don't have the luxury to not pay off this debt. So again, that helped me. She goes down and says, let me see. Forgive me for all the money I've spent buying more and more clothes, filling my closet with different sizes simply because I was unwilling to exercise self-control concerning food. Sometimes I just feel so powerless in the face of unrelenting onslaught of food that looks good and tastes good, even though it isn't good for me. I need your help. This is where we have to call upon the Lord and say, God, I'm in a place I don't know how to do this without you. God may, for one, give you a supernatural divine strategy. God may give you friends to help walk out the journey with you. He may give you a support group. He may give you a nutritionist. He may give you somebody that you love on the internet who's doing a healthy weight loss program, and it motivates you to do a healthy weight loss program. I have many, many women who say, Shakima, you've motivated me to get back on my journey. And every day I weigh myself just to see, have I made strides today or have I lost ground? Not because I'm not doing it unhealthily. I'm just trying to figure out where I am until my body regulates itself. So again, 124 is what the chart says. That's 50 pounds. And I've already lost close to 80 pounds. That would be 130-pound weight loss. Totally a lot. No surgery or anything like that. Just naturally doing it best as I can. So I've got to determine what works for my body. Now, she talks about in here on page 163, buying one size of clothing, just one size. Whatever size you are now, do not buy anything higher than that. I'm not going up in sizes. I'm going down in sizes. She says, if you have to spend money purchasing multiple wardrobes in multiple sizes, your wardrobe dollars is stretched to the max limit. It is. And that's when you start overspending, because now you have to compensate for this new body that you have. When if I go back to Psalms 91:16, he says, with long life will I satisfy them. He intends for us to be healthy, to be healed, to be whole, to be joyous, to be all of the things. And we're not when we're doing the yo-yo thing. Okay. All right. She says, one of the best dressed women I know was in her 60s. She had quality outfits. Most people spend good money on quality outfits. They don't have a ton of them, but they have enough that they can have a capsule wardrobe. She's had them forever. But most importantly, she's wearing the same size for decades. If her clothing starts to get tight, as it does from time to time, she knows it's time to eat less and exercise more. It really is an exercise in knowing yourself, knowing your proclivities, knowing when you need to eat this and not eat this. Now, I've gained a little bit of weight since my daughter's wedding, right? When I went out for the wedding, there was a little bit of, I was having some stress stuff go on, and then I came back. And I always check my jeans. I have several pairs of 10 jeans. I can wear my 10 jeans, even though I've gained a few pounds. Where did the pounds go? Well, I'm distributing them into muscle, right? The biggest area, I probably could fit a size 8 if I didn't have this 7 pounds sitting on my stomach. And that's just the truth. That's where it is, on my stomach. So I did a full body workout today, but I focused on doing some core work as well. So that's where I'm trying to lose all of my weight, is in my stomach. She says an absolute essential for making the most of your wardrobe is having a one size wardrobe. But what size is the right size? That's the question you have to ask. And that's where you have to pull in your BMI. She says your ideal weight is the healthiest weight you can maintain while leading a sustainable lifestyle. Again, 50 more pounds for me would make me look absolutely sick. I don't think I would be pretty anymore. I think I would have to buy too much makeup to try to make myself look non-skeletal. So that's not realistic for me. Probably if I lost about 10 to 12 pounds, so another 5 to 6 really, I would be in my sweet spot. I'm good at that number. And I'll be perfectly fine to be there. Okay? So again, your ideal weight is the healthiest weight you can maintain while leading a sustainable lifestyle. Going back over to page 164. This won't be long tonight. Middle way of the page, she says, please be realistic, not idealistic when trying to determine your ideal weight. Because again, you're the one who has to determine that. Now, for me, okay, I'm gonna put the book down for a second. For me, there are multiple reasons I wanted to lose weight. I want to be healthy. I want to live a long life. I want to be able to play with my grandchildren and see them grow up and do all the great things. I want to have generations in my family. There are currently 2 generations in my family, myself and my children. My mother has passed away, so there's just 2 generations. At some point, my kids are going to have kids. And so I want to be able to see the 3rd generation, but I want to see the 4th generation. I know when in my dad's family, his grandmother was alive, his mother was alive, he was alive, I was alive, and my children were alive, and we were all alive at the same time. So there were 5 generations of my father's family that I got to live in. Unfortunately, my great-grandmother has passed. So now there are 4 generations of my father's family that I get to see. With my mother's family, there were 4 generations: my grandmother, my mother, myself, and my children. But now there's just myself and my children. And I want to see their children and their children and their children. I want to be healthy for that. But I'm very selfish. And you all that have followed me, you all know this. I want to be able to give my new husband, when God sends him to me, a long life. Partially because I can't give him myself. This is not a gift that I can give. I've been married. I have kids. I can't say, hey, babe, it was just you. You're the only one. I don't have that testimony. But I didn't want to give him 250 pounds of me. That was a lot of hurt. That was a lot of my childhood. That was a lot of parental stuff I was dealing with my parents. That was a lot of wounds and scars from trying to get away from my past. That was a bad marriage. That was a child that we had to try to fix the marriage. It didn't fix the marriage, but I got the kid. It was all of that. I could not give him that extra baggage. And I didn't want to carry it around anymore. I've lost a lot of weight. If I really look at myself in the mirror, I just posted a reel today with the exercise pants. If you look at me, it looks like I've lost a half of a person. It looks like I've lost a whole half of myself because I was so big. And I'm thankful to be where I am now, but I know I can do better. But that's my motivation at this point. My kids are grown. I don't have to go run around and play with my children anymore. But I do plan, never mind. Okay, so very good. Yes, indeed. I plan to be running around, not with my kids. My grandkids, running around with the grandkids. Very good. I have granddogs. They keep me busy. So again, what is your motivation for the weight loss? You have to determine that. What was another verse? Proverbs 23:20 was another verse that I had written down on my page. Let me go to that and I'll read it very quickly. Because again, this is your journey. Proverbs 23:20 says, do not carouse with drunkards or feast with gluttons. Don't be around people that eat too much and drink too much. because you're going to be tempted to eat too much and drink too much. That is just how it is. Well, I have self-control. I know how to not, no. If you go to the buffet, you're going to eat it all. So one of the things I stopped doing when I went into active weight loss was I stopped going to all buffets. I don't go to any buffets, none, because they mean for you to eat it all you can eat, and they want you to eat it all. Another thing that I stopped doing when I was in active weight loss, when I started my journey, I don't take leftovers home from the restaurant. Well, I paid for that food. I need to take that home. No, I don't, because I'm going to eat it. I already know myself. Another thing I did was I watched my carbs. I very rarely order anything that's a pasta dish. I very rarely order anything that's potatoes. I do order broccoli and get them loaded. If I want a loaded potato experience, I'll get a broccoli loaded, because the potatoes have too many carbs for my body. My body does better without carbs, and it does better without bread. Yeast in my body is not a good fit. So I've had to learn that over the years. And then I also know I do better working out in the morning than I do in the evening. But I work during the day, so I have to go in the evening. So I've got those 5 pairs of workout pants. This is my next plan for when school starts back. I'm going to pack my bag on Sunday night. I'm going to put all 5 pair of my workout pants in the bag, 5 shirts, and every day I'm going to take out one outfit, go to the gym as soon as I leave work, come home, throw it in the basket, give myself a shower, and by the time Friday comes, I will have used all my outfits, wash my clothes on Saturday, repack my bag for Sunday, for Monday through Friday of the next week. That's where I'm living now, because I can. What about the days you can't go to the gym, Shakima? No problem. I have a stationary exercise bike in the garage. We have all kinds of workout equipment in the garage. I just like going to the gym. I enjoy watching people work out. I enjoy the camaraderie of the gym. When I'm in my house, I want to clean it. I don't want to work out. But if a pinch happens and I can't get to the gym, I have workout equipment. Just simple little things I found at Goodwill. Other people were giving away, like on free sites that we have in your area. Lots of people, somebody gave me kettlebells, somebody gave me some weights, just all kinds of yoga mat, all the things. And then if I can't do the bike or I want to get out, then I live in an area that has like a roundabout, so I can walk. 2 laps around is a mile, a little bit over a mile. Right? So 2 laps around takes me about 30 minutes. So it's over a mile. Takes me about 30 minutes to do 2 laps around. And that's when I haven't walked for a good amount of time. Okay. All right. Our physical appearance should convey strength and dignity. That's at the bottom of 164. That's the whole crux of why you determine your weight. You want to be able to look like you belong there. That's what the Lord shared with me last year. Your physical appearance, my physical appearance, when I put on my earrings, when I do my hair, when I take time to do makeup, when I put on the right clothes, when I feel good in my clothes, anywhere I go, my physical appearance should say 2 things. I'm strong and I'm dignified. That's the reason I get dressed every day. That's the reason I take care of myself, so that I can have strength and I can have dignity, so that I can operate in good character, that I have integrity. Do you know it's good character to take care of your body? It really is a sign of good character to take care of your body. And I can't look at somebody else who doesn't have the same body type that I have and judge myself based on their self. What I have to do is say, okay, God, this is what I'm dealing with. You help me to figure out what's the best course of action for my body. But the one thing I want to say, because I'm done with this, you have one assignment, but this is what I want to say. The Proverbs 31 woman, she sits down and she carefully considers all the things. She considers what's going on in her household. She considers what's going on in her finances. She considers what's going on in her garden. She considers what's going on when she buys a field or she's thinking about buying it. She considers what what she wears. She considers when she opens her mouth what she says. She considers what she puts in her mouth, what she consumes, because she understands that if mom stopped functioning, everything stops functioning. So a lot of us are not at that point. But the Bible says, when I was a child, I thought like a child. I did childish things. But when I grew up, I had to stop doing that. My loose paraphrase. I had to put away childish things. Childish things is just eating whatever you want, and you'll deal with the consequences later. Well, guess what? We've done that this far, and we haven't dealt with those consequences at all. Or maybe we have. And now we are trying to go and see Dr. Nazard, and we're trying to get our blood pressure medication figured out. At one point, I was on 3 different blood pressure medications. I'm on 1/2 of one now. And I only take it now to make sure that I stay until my doctor says, no, Shakima, you're good. You've lost enough weight. You don't need to take any more medication. When I went back the last time, my blood pressure was a little bit high and I had lost a ton of weight. So something in my bloodline is happening here now. So I got to do some other things. Weight loss, exercise, keep it moving, do all the things, Shakima. But we've got to sit down. It's going to take me some time to figure out what is it exactly that I need to eat. And then again, what is in my pantry that I keep buying that is not good for me? Jackson gets flour. He makes all his cookies and breads and all. I don't eat any of that stuff because I know me. If Jackson makes chocolate chip cookies or I make them, I'm going to eat them. And I don't want to eat them. So I say, you do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. But I look and I measure. Can I grab onto my love handles? They're a lot smaller than they were. My back fat is a lot less than it was. I'm looking because this is the body that I have to present to the Lord, first of all, for him to find me acceptable for service. But then this is the body that I want to give my husband. And I don't want to be naked and ashamed. I want to stand before him unashamed. This is what it is. I'm older, of course. Things ain't always perky like they used to be, but this is the best I got. And while I was single for all these many years, I worked on me. I worked on this for us, right? Okay. Here's your homework. Here's your homework. You are going to take a bin and you're going to go into your closet and you're going to pull out all the things that you cannot fit. All your size 8, like if I have size 8s in there, I'm going to put them in a bin because I'm in a size 10. I can't buy a size 12. I'm staying in a 10. I want to be in an 8. I'm giving myself 365 days, well, 359 more days now because this is the 6th day and I did go to the gym. 359 more days to be in a size 8 or smaller. Because I'm not buying no more clothes, not for the bigger size. I now have to regulate Shakima. I have a couple other things in my kitchen that are helpful. I have several measuring sets, 2 measuring cup sets, 3 measuring spoon sets. I have a food scale. I have portion control bowls. I eat off of a saucer or in a small bowl. I don't traditionally eat off of a large plate unless it's on a Saturday supper because I don't want to look different than my guests, but I always eat smaller portions. And as she has said, leave something on your plate. I try to always leave something. I feel bad because I don't want to waste, but I always try to leave something on the plate. So what you're going to do is you're going to put all of your dream clothes in a bin because remember you got those 10 bins. You're going to date it for whatever the date is. And in a year, you're going to open it up and see where you are. After a year, if you can't fit it, you're going to give it away. I've got some clothes out there in the garage that are size 18s, 16s, 18s, 20s. They must go. Why are you holding on to these things, Shakima? Well, partially because somebody gave them to me and I didn't want to just give them away, but I'm giving them away. It's just taking up space and it's giving me the okay to go ahead and gain weight again. And I'm not giving myself that out. I 100% refuse to give myself the out to gain weight again. I cannot, will not, am not, and ain't. Okay. Note the bin number. This is for your notebook. I didn't even see an affirmation for today. Maybe she forgot it, but note the bin number and date you stole your dream clothes. If you are not back into those clothes 1 year from now, you must get rid of them no matter how much you love them or how much money you pay for them. So for me, I'm just telling you this for accountability's sake, because I need time to go through my closet. I'm saving going through my closet until Saturday because I have too many things going on this week and we're getting ready to brace for a tropical storm. I do not have time to go through my closet at the moment. If for some reason we lose internet or whatever, and I do have some time, I'll go through it then. But I constantly go through things. I'm shifting and moving and getting stuff in and out. If it's too big, it got to go. Anything with an X in front of it, I've long since gotten rid of because I'm not in that size anymore. T-shirts, I don't care. Well, you could just wear it around the house. I will not be wearing that. I wear a medium. I wear a medium T-shirt. So that's your homework for tonight, tomorrow, or if you're waiting to do it on Saturday. Also, don't forget to calculate your BMI and then do a little bit of research on what you can do. Well, Shakima, I've gained so much weight, I can't even exercise. If you watch, there's a YouTube channel. I think the girl's name is, I'm going to find it for you. My kids used to call them the cheat day people because they give themselves one cheat day a week and they eat anything they want. Oh, I think her name is Nicole Colette. Nicole Colette. Weight loss. Okay, yeah. And she is actually on Instagram. Her this is her channel. Nicole Colette. That's her channel. And she talks about going from this size where she was here to this size. I think she's in a size 4 right now. So if you are, and she talks about being heavy and was not able to do a lot of physical movements. So she gives you a lot of thought process into sitting down and working out. You know, get you a couple of water bottles. If that's all you got, don't not do anything. Well, Shakima, I have bad knees. Okay. I know they ain't Megan's. Mine ain't Megan's either. But listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sit in our chair and we're going to do some upper arms. We're going to do some upper body, right? Today I did squats. I did push-ups I did the squat. Then I had weights and I did the ups. I did all kinds of stuff. I did leg lifts. I did chest. I did biceps, triceps. I put that little band around my legs for the first time ever. I'm doing all kinds, challenging my body. I'm pushing myself. If you don't want to do weights right now, don't do weights. Just use your own body weight. Walk. If you can't do anything but walk. Well, Shakima, I can't really walk. Okay, then what can you do? Give me something that you can do, because what you can't do is the list is just long. What can you do? Well, I can only stand for 5 minutes. Good. Alana was standing at my desk yesterday, right here, over here at the side of my desk, and she just started doing these squats. She's like, Mom, you need to do these right here, because Alana goes to the gym. She is like a beast at the gym. But they were just standing squats. I'm standing right here at the kitchen sink. Do 5 squats every time you do the dishes. That's 3 times a day. That's 15. Do that for a week. Do it for 30 days. Then increase yourself in the next 30 days. I'm determined not to get any bigger than I am now, because it's not going to be good for me. It won't be good mentally. Now, I have to gauge that between the muscles, because I am building muscle. I mean, you can see they're in there. They're coming. But then if I get rid of this fat, if this wasn't here, I wouldn't feel as large as I am. But I've got those muscles and they're coming. They're not as pronounced as some people's, but I go every day and I'm faithful. I was leaving the gym yesterday and I almost felt a little bit some type of way, because I don't really talk to a lot of people at the gym. I just go there and do what I got to do. But one of the guys that checks us in and out, he sits at the desk sometimes. It's different ones that sit at the desk. But I was leaving and I'm almost certain he said, bye, Shakima, have a good day. And I'm like, how do you know my name? What's going on? Because I go to the gym. And when I check in, we have a log in our gym app that tells me how many days I've been to the gym. What's my streak? What's my, what's my timetable? How many days have I been? It tells me all those types of things. Tells me what kind of classes there are. It tells me, let me see if this tells me choose a category. There's no category. Okay. But, I click on my face. There we go. I've been a member of the gym for 1 year and 6 months. I've not attended any classes, but today is Tuesday. And so I've attended 2 classes. 2 times this week. I checked in Monday and I checked in Tuesday. I'm checking in tomorrow if I can get there. I'm going to try to go early so that if I have to be in the house Thursday and Friday, I can just do the bike, or I can pick a video off of YouTube and just do a video. The other thing, this is the last thing I'm going to say, because I know y'all got to go. And I said I won't gonna be up here long, and I'm still talking. I have a friend. She lives in Hawaii. My friend lives in Hawaii, and every single day of the week, she takes Saturdays off, but every day of the week, she sends me a workout, and we work out together. Now, the reason that she does that is because before she moved to Hawaii, we belonged to the same gym, and we would go and we would work out together. She was my workout buddy. She wasn't a friend at first, but we would go to a Planet Fitness. I don't go to Planet Fitness now, but we would go to Planet Fitness, and you can take what's called a class. And it's 3 to 5 people with a trainer. And every time I would go, she would kind of be in those same classes. And we just got to talking and chatting and exchanging numbers and becoming Facebook friends. And then she moved. And so now every single day, except Saturdays, she sends me a workout. And I can either do that workout that day, or I can save it. But I can go back through all of our text messages. And we just decided, hey, we're going to do it. And we keep encouraging each other. She's a little bit older than I am, just by a tiny bit. And, she just, we just keep helping each other. We're egging each other on. There's a 30-minute super quick total body. I'm not doing total body. No, ma'am. Because I just did total body 2 days in a row. I got to give something to break. I think I might just walk tomorrow, or I might do the bike or something. I got to have a break because I did total body for 2 days in a row, and I'm hurting. Don't hurt yourself. Be careful. If your gym has a trainer that will give you some pointers, take it. I know at Planet Fitness, you can join a class, and Planet Fitness will let you do, the trainer teaches the class. So you have access. And so one thing I miss about the gym here is I don't have access to the trainer, but I'm not going to spend money on a trainer. I know my body, and I know what I'm able to do. And every time I kind of kick it up a little bit and do a little more than what I was doing before. So anywho, y'all, there it is. That is what we have going on for day 44. Tomorrow is day 45, purge your personal items. So you're going to be going through and throwing away some more stuff. I'm going to probably have to do mine early so I can really throw some stuff away. I actually have a bag sitting on my shoe closet on the door. That's a Goodwill bag that I'm just collecting things. That t-shirt, that shirt that I wore last night, the white shirt, is way too big. It's going. I threw it in the basket to wash. And then as soon as we wash it, it's going, right? As soon as it comes out of the wash and the dryer, it's going, because it's too big. It's no need for me to keep it. It must go. I have several different dresses that I've gotten from brand deals that I wore once or twice. And I've texted a couple friends, hey, y'all need this? Do you want to try this? Whatever. They said yes. I put in the mail, sent it to them. And whatever I haven't is going to the local donation station. If it's good quality clothes, I check with my friends first. And then, if nobody wants it, then I'll send it to the donation station. And it's funny going in there and you can see your clothes, right? Nobody bought it, but it's in there. It's good. I've used it. But this is where I am. So anywho, tomorrow is purge your personal items. All righty, y'all. There it is. Thank you so much for joining me. Can't promise I'll be here tomorrow. I will try, just depending on what the weather is looking like. It's not supposed to hit us really until Thursday night, so I should be okay tomorrow. I may have to go early. Can't determine that until tomorrow comes. But anywho, I hope you're doing well. Keep up with it, y'all. We're halfway through. Tomorrow is halfway through. We should be moving right along here. in the next little bit. 45 more days to go. All right, y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye now. Like the video.